Your kind of company.
Tonight on Ctv3 News, police arrest Guatemalan woman Sandra Sul in connection with abduction of 13-year-old Lissy Suntekun. Opposition Senator Patrick Faber to face trial in police obstruction and assault charges. And the Belize Bus Association rejects National Bus Company proposal, calls it premature and lacks of transparency. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, June 24th, 2025.
I welcome you to the graduation of our first cohort, as well as the launch of our second cohort of the project entitled Increasing Economic Power for Micro-Entrepreneurs.
Through this bilateral collaboration, the Women's Empowerment Project over the past 4 years, we have witnessed numerous women entrepreneurs making significant strides and fulfilling their potential. There are so many inspiring stories that encourage us to continue doing this.
We can celebrate 74 women that will graduate from round 1 of our ministry's Increasing Economic Power for Micro-Entrepreneurs project, and at the same time we're welcoming an additional 60 women entrepreneurs who will participate in round 2. To the women here today, you are the brains, you are the hearts, and the hands of this initiative. And you are the reason why we are here. Let this be a reminder that your voice matters, that your work matters, and that your economic empowerment is a national priority.
Good evening, with your newscast, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Jaden Gamis. Police have formally arrested and charged 56-year-old woman Sandra Sul, a Guatemalan national residing in August Pine Ridge Village, in connection with the abduction of 13-year-old Lissy Suntekun. Lissy was reported missing last week after she disappeared from the school compound in San Jose Socots on Monday, June 16th. At the time of her disappearance, her family's only clue to where her whereabouts was that she had told a friend that an aunt would be picking her up, and she was later seen getting into a white pickup truck with a female individual. The family promptly contacted Zul, who is Lissy's aunt, to inquire if she had any information about the young girl's whereabouts. However, she maintained that she had no idea where Lissy was or has anything to do with her disappearance. This caused her family more panic. However, almost 3 days after the search came to a hopeful end, she was located safe in Guinea grass, thanks to the persistence of her father, who traced the white pickup truck to the village of August Pine Ridge at the home of Sandra Sul and notified authorities. Police later found the teen at the home of one of Sul's relatives. Sul was today slapped with 1 count of abduction of a child and is expected in court in the coming days. These circumstances surrounding the abduction remain under investigation. Authorities have not yet disclosed a motive. Former UDP Minister Patrick Faber is set to stand trial on charges related to an incident involving police officers. The case is scheduled for September 16, 2025. It alleges that Faber obstructed law enforcement and committed aggravated assault against a police officer during a roadside encounter. Faber, who is 47 years old and previously represented the Collet constituency, appeared in court this morning, accompanied by his legal counsel, Orson O.J. Erlington. During the hearing, the prosecution disclosed case documents totaling 23 pages, along with a CD containing evidence pertinent to the incident. The charges originate from an altercation that took place in the early hours of April 29, 2025, on Bay Street in Belize City. According to police reports, officers Dante Smith and Giovanni Moody were conducting a routine checkpoint when a white pickup truck sped past without stopping. The police pursued and eventually stopped the vehicle on Buttonwood Bay Boulevard, where they identified the driver as Faber. Police say that Faber's vehicle was unlicensed, prompting the officers the request of his driver's license. Faber allegedly asked to be taken to his residence to retrieve the document. Once there, he provided his license, and officers indicated he would be issued a ticket for driving an unregistered vehicle and for having a defective light on the vehicle. The situation escalated when P.C. Smith claims that Faber began recording the interaction with his phone, positioning it very close to the officer's face. Despite multiple requests for Faber to maintain personal space, he allegedly persisted, which P.C. Smith says made him feel threatened. The officer stated that Faber's actions obstructed him from performing his duties. Following the incident, P.C. Smith filed a formal report at the Queen Street Police Station, leading to Faber's arraignment in late April. He pleaded not guilty to the charges and was released on bail set at $1,000. After several weeks of nationwide consultations spearheaded by the Ministry of Transport on the establishment of a national bus company, NBC, the Belize Bus Association, BBA, has publicly rejected the proposal, describing it as premature and poorly conceived. In an official statement issued today, the BBA called on the Ministry to suspend its ongoing promotional campaign for the NBC, arguing that the initiative lacks critical data, financial transparency, and stakeholder input. The proposed public-private partnership aims to create a unified national bus system in collaboration with licensed private operators. Representing the collective stance of 31 licensed bus operators, the BBA's statement sharply criticized the process, stating, "The concept is being prompted first and studied after. That is not planning. That is guesswork." The association further challenged claims made by the Minister of Transport that over half of the licensed operators have already agreed to participate in the initiative. The minister claims that 16 of the 31 licensed bus operators have agreed to participate in the NBC. However, none of the operators have made public statements or have been presented with the kind of details necessary to make an informed business decision, the release noted. The BBA also expressed concern over repeated comparisons between Belize's proposal model and Mexico's ADO transport system, warning that Belize's smaller market and infrastructure could not support such a model without significant fare increases, potentially doubling the current rates for the passengers. The Ministry of Transport has not yet issued a response to the BBA's statement. Coming up next, San Pedro celebrates heritage and sport at the island's first Puk-to-Puk Games and Festival. Stay tuned.
total span of the entire structure is approximately 25 meters, and it also has an overall width of 12.5 meters, which includes 2 lanes and also 2 pedestrian footpaths of 2 meters each. The design span for this bridge is basically 75 to 100 years, so that's the expectation of its life.
It's $2.4 million to complete the bridge, and we also did the boat ramp. We had to incur a little bit additional expense because we did the pontoon to be able to allow the residents to be able to cross while we are building. Infrastructure is one of the key elements for economic development. It allows people to generate more income. It does so many things. It will open the whole area for free flow of traffic. It gives you safety, and we're allowing, because of the height of the bridge, we're allowing now traffic of boats underneath. It will enhance the tourism product. It betters the quality of life of the neighborhood, and that's what we want to do. We are here to serve the people, and these projects is a symbol of that.
I wish to announce the renaming of the new bridge, not in a spirit of resentment towards our colonial history, but to honor an individual who truly reflected the country's identity, aspirations, and progress.
It's good, I would say good, and people will be happy to see a new bridge.
I'm very, very elated that this bridge has finally been realized for the people of today. It will change a lot. We'll move better, we'll move faster, and some people might even stop and take pictures because they're a pretty bridge, they're a nice bridge. I like the bridge.
From the minute I heard about it, something that I personally wanted done, this is a welcome news for Punta Gorda.
The vibrant island of San Pedro experienced a historic moment this weekend as the San Pedro Eco Museum, in collaboration with the Amberkis North Alliance, an organization dedicated to preserving cultural tourism and cultural, hosted the island's very first Puk Games and Festival. The event, held at the local community grounds, was an overwhelming success, bringing together residents and visitors in a celebration of culture, sport, music, and culinary delights. Carmelita Perez reports.
The Puk Festival marked a significant milestone in preserving and showcasing Belize's rich Maya heritage. Puk, an ancient Mesoamerican ball game with roots dating back thousands of years, was played with enthusiasm and skill by Team Belize Puk Kinichahau from the community of Yo Creek, rekindling a tradition that has historically been a vital part of Maya culture.
This is a family event that, will incorporate culture. It will also incorporate food, and we thought that bringing the group from Yo Creek, Kinichahau, it will also raise funds for them to go to Honduras later during the year. But also the people get to know a lot more about San Pedro than just a party place. We want the kids to grow up and learn a lot about Belizean culture. And we were a little bit nervous at the beginning because, we're bringing this Puk and everybody didn't know what it was. So we started to do little promotions here on Facebook saying, first of all, what is Puk? Then what is the group and what we do. And, eventually it came up to people growing interest. So we saw people interested in seeing the ball game, which we're going to see in a little while. But for me, it was like, it's popping out, and hopefully it's not the first. So we get more in different ethnic groups, but for now it's only that, and I really want to see more happening.
According to Jorge Cante, a member of the Ambergris North Alliance and a proud Orange Waqueño, the festival also served as a culinary showcase with delicious traditional foods delighting visitors' taste buds. Local artisans also displayed handcrafted jewelry, textiles, and artwork, offering festival goers a unique opportunity to purchase authentic Belizean crafts.
Food is very important. Tourists from all over the world come to Belize and they love our food. But for example, today we have the relleno negro, we have pibil, salbutes, different things. And for us, it's more about teaching tourists and some of our own locals the food, because when it gets too touristy, you lose that Belizean flavors in there.
The event drew a large crowd, with community members, families, and tourists coming together to support the initiative that will see part of its proceeds invested in the Eco Center.
The Eco Museum is actually one of the first eco museums next door to our side. It explains a lot about the history of San Pedro, with the Mayas arriving here on a burger ski. They were mining a lot of salt. A lot of people also came from the Mayas from Tulum. And then it also gives you like a little tour of when the Spanish people came, Spanish settlers, and then the English settlers. So you're going through a little forest, and it gives you an explanation of how it came to be San Pedro. So it's very beautiful.
Right. Okay, and what about the business community? Did they respond to be out here and to showcase what they have?
So at the beginning, we sent requests for donations, and because we were very small, they were a little bit, what are we donating for? So when we started to explain to them like all these different initiatives that we have, a lot of them donated towards this event that's pulling up, because as little as it might seem, you need donations for rooms, for the players to come in, the water taxi, all of them get expensive. So a lot of people came and donated, supported us a lot.
And what role did Matachica play in this event itself?
Well, actually, I'm the general manager of Matachica, but I came up with the idea, and then my group supported. And then, as a Belizean that has, I'm sure I have Mayan roots in me, I want to celebrate that. I want people to learn a lot about the culture, about our food, about everything that has to do about Belizean culture, because this is our first one, but we want to do a Garifuna one later on during the year. I wanna push to keep our culture alive.
As San Pedro continues to grow as a premier Caribbean destination, initiatives like this festival underscore the importance of integrating cultural heritage into the island's tourism offerings. The positive response signals a bright future where tradition and modernity coexist, fostering pride and economic vitality for local residents. Carmelita Perez, Ctv3 News.
Public officers from across Belize, including those from the north, converged in Belmopan this morning for a national walk to officially launch Public Service Week 2025, which aims to celebrate International Public Service Day, which is celebrated annually on June 23rd. The event, which began with a symbolic walk through the capital, concluded at the Governor General Field, where a series of activities were held in recognition of the contributions of the public sector.
Mr. Wade, this is a series of activities that we have for public officers during the month of June, 1 week during the month of June. And it's celebrating International Public Service Day, which was on June 23rd. Yesterday we started with ecumenical service, and today we had the parade for public officers. On Thursday we have an award ceremony for those public officers that have completed 25 years of service. But we also give awards to those that have completed 10, 15, 20, 35. As you know, the 35 years, or the ones that have completed 35 years, we put a plaque on the walkway, the walk of fame, as we call it. And besides that, in the districts, each district have their own activities. Like I think it's Tubaro, they will have the Public Information Day, and that type of thing during the whole week.
This year marks the 20th anniversary of Belize's observance of the United Nations Public Service Day. The theme for this milestone is 5 years to 2030, accelerating public service delivery for a sustainable future. reflecting the urgency to meet global development goals through improved governance and service.
Well, I first of all want to thank them. We have a lot of good public officers in the service, and I just want them to continue the good work. We appreciate the work they do, and we have to depend on them to carry the public service forward.
While the celebration aims to highlight the dedication and efforts of Belize's public servants, there come a time of rising tensions between the government and the public sector unions. Recent industrial actions have underscored ongoing demands for salary adjustments and greater transparency. Despite the ongoing tensions, CEO in the Ministry of the Public Service, Rolando Cetina, is confident that an amicable solution is on the horizon.
Different things. I mean, there's a group that deals with the negotiations with the ministers. As you can see today, these all white shirts. We had some yellow shirts, but that's from the Coast Guard. That's their color. But I think in all the unions and ourselves are professionals, and we differentiate between negotiation and celebration.
Do you think that an amicable solution will be reached soon between the unions and the government?
Well, my personal opinion, yes. I think cooler heads will prevail, and eventually we'll reach an amicable agreement.
Is the government fearful of a full-wide shutdown come August for the new school year?
Well, as a good government, there should be some concern, but I'm quite sure that we have capable people within the government, the people that negotiate with the union, that will find a solution to what exists right now.
Public Service Week will continue with various events throughout the country, spotlighting the vital role of public officers in national development, ending with a national awards ceremony to recognize long service members of the public service. In the most recent update in the ongoing drama of the United Democratic Party, former chairman Michael Perefit has officially withdrawn his resignation, returning to his leadership role. This bold move by Perefit is being viewed as a last-ditch effort to unify the United Democratic Party, which has been destroying itself from the inside out for several months. In a letter addressed to the current chairman, Perefit stated that he is reciting his March 18th resignation to, quote, help with the process of our party becoming what we know it can be. The letter was also copied to party members Moses Shine Barrow, Ugo Pat, and Tracy Panton. Speaking to reporters today, Perefit explained his return, emphasizing his continued commitment to rebuilding and strengthening the UDP.
On March 18th, I resigned as chairman. I thought that my absence would be in the best interest of the party going forward at that point. And since events that took place recently and before, both factions, if you could call it that, within the party reached out to me and indicated to me that they would like for me to rescind my resignation because they believe that at this point I could be of some assistance to have the party proceed in a way to have us heal and to have us have definitive leadership and for us to move forward. Naturally, I initially resisted, but in the best interest of the party that I love and I want to see move forward, I think it was important that if my colleagues were asking me to return, then I was obligated as a service to the party to come back and see if I can help with that process. So I agreed. I've presented to the parties involved that I have a certain vision and a way that I think we can solve the issues of the party going forward. We're in discussion with those, and we will see where it goes. And I am fully prepared to take charge of the party, so to speak, up until the point where we have a national convention and the people of the party can vote on who they want to be their substantive leader, first deputy, second deputy, chairman, and vice chairman at the very least.
First order of business, according to Pedro, is holding a national party council followed by a national convention to formally elect leaders within the party.
I can tell you that all three of them fully support me coming back as chairman. I spoke to all of them yesterday and again today, and all three of them. I won't go as far as to say that I was encouraged by them to come back to help with this process. But that to me is just a matter of details. It's nothing wrong with colleagues requesting you to say, come on, we need you on board because we believe that you can be of some value going forward. And with them asking me to help my party that I love, I don't think I had much choice in the matter. I want to see the UDP on the right track. It gives me no pleasure to see the UDP where it is right now. And if I can help in that process, I will do everything that I can to help in that process. I had to come back as chairman to give me some sort of standing in the matter. So I agreed to do that. But we are in current discussions about how we go forward. I think there is a lot of positivity that was expressed to me yesterday and today. And I look forward to us solving this in the very, very near future.
And now that he has done it once, Pedro says he will not be afraid to resign again if factions within the party do not adhere to the steps of unification which have been promised to him.
The chairman of the United Democratic Party, for the purpose of making sure that we take a course to establish our party as the juggernaut we know it can be. And I am prepared to move forward. And I will tell you also again, that if I believe that we're not moving in that direction as was promised to me by the leading personalities in the party, I have no hesitation in telling you that I will resign again, because I feel like the majority of the people in our party that we're sick of this. We're sick of seeing what's happening in our party. And I will be a part of this process as chairman going forward if we are serious about fixing it. And if I see that we're not serious about fixing it, I reserve the right to say, I beg your leave again. But I am telling you, based on the discussions that we've had yesterday and today, I feel very positive that we're serious about moving the party forward. And that to me is the most important thing.
There is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Attention farmers! The New World screwworm is a serious threat to livestock, pets, wildlife, and humans. It causes yield losses, damages the quality of meat and skins, and can even kill them if left untreated. Check your animals daily. If you see any wounds on them, treat them immediately. Prevention is key. Apply approved healing and fly repellents to the navel of newborn animals after dehorning, ear tagging, or any other practice that leaves wounds on your animals to ensure your animals' well-being. If you notice worms in unusual wounds, report them immediately. Call Baja at 824-4872 or text or WhatsApp 670-7003 or call your nearest Ministry of Agriculture office. And don't forget, never transport or receive animals with injuries. Together, we will prevent the spread of this dangerous disease. This message was brought to you by Baja, OIRSA, ICA, USDA, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise.
The Ministry of Blue Economy and Marine Conservation, in partnership with NEMO and FAO, hosted the 3rd Blue Economy Climate Resilience Forum on June 20th, 2025. The event brought together national stakeholders, policy leaders, and community partners to discuss climate change, marine conservation, disaster risk management, and community resilience. Participants engaged in sessions focused on strengthening Belize's adaptive capacity across the coastal fisheries and tourism sectors. Honorable Andre Perez emphasized the urgency of climate action and the importance of collaboration among the private sector, scientists, communities, and international partners. Honorable Orlando Habet highlighted that climate resilience and the blue economy are integral to Belize's national identity and development. Key forum highlights included updates on Belize's climate commitments, ecosystem restoration, efforts for coral and mangroves, resilience strategies for fisheries and tourism, and community-based disaster management initiatives. The forum reaffirmed Belize's commitment to sustainable development and building resilience through its Blue Economy framework, fostering collaboration to secure a resilient future for its marine and coastal communities. The Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, MAFSE, is in collaboration with the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, and Brook, has launched a 2-day workshop on livestock emergency guidelines and standards, LEGS, at the Central Farm Agriculture Station in Belize. The event, which began on June 24, 2025, is designed to boost emergency response capacity among key agriculture and disaster management personnel. The training brings together extension officers from MAFSE, NEMO, and the Belize Livestock Producers Association. It aims to equip them with the tools and knowledge to better protect livestock during humanitarian crises. LEGS is a globally recognized framework that outlines minimum standards to ensure livestock owners can maintain their livelihoods and food security during disasters such as droughts, floods, and disease outbreaks. The LEGS approach focuses on 3 main goals: using existing livestock for immediate community benefits, protecting vital livestock assets, and rebuilding herds post-crisis. It emphasizes tailoring interventions to the specific timing and scale of each emergency. As climate change increases the frequency and complexity of such disaster, LEGS highlights the need for more adaptive and proactive responses. Dr. Mercedes Corrales, Program Manager at Brook, is leading the workshop and sharing his expertise in livestock resilience and emergency planning. The initiative reflects MAFSE's broader strategy to strengthening national preparedness and safeguard the agriculture sector, ensuring that rural communities are more resilient in the face of future emergencies. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, June 25th, here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at www.ctv3news.bz. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3 Belize News, or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.